hair is so good. Oh my god. Oh, get me out of here. Continue dropping out the reavers right in front on the front lines here. Beautiful storm on the back of the play goes off onto actually everything. Oh, this could. Reavers getting focused down. Still dealing a lot of damage. Even if all they do is kill turrets, that's fine. Yeah, we still don't have +1 done for them yet, so I feel like maybe you hold off for a second, but there we go. You see +1 hit right as that volley came off. Oh, look at those Yamatos. To the microphone. Now I was talking in my space. Anyway, welcome back everybody to the BSL Season 9. I'm rapping with Nyoken. Zero's running things behind the scenes along with the rest of the BSL crew, so big shout out to all of them and all of you guys for tuning in once again to another week of the BSL. And we don't have too many weeks left, Nyoken.
No, we've got, 3 weeks? Round of 8, then round of 4, then the finals. We may actually have the dream finals.
Dude,
we've got the bracket setting up for it.
It would be the dream finals. We've got kind of both sides of the brackets with insane matchups. So if we can actually just go ahead and show the bracket up there for you guys. If you haven't watched BSL yet this season, well, you managed to turn your life around by tuning in today. But you can still catch all the VODs from BSL seasons 1 through 9. Maybe I don't know about all of those, but you can go watch those and catch up because semifinal or the first few quarterfinal matches were pretty epic, and they set up for even more epic matches in the round of 4. We've got guys like bo5 playing Gornich. I remembered. Gornich in the first semifinal, but who's going to face off in the second semifinal? We've got to find out today. It's going to be trutaCz versus Dewalt to start things off. Kind of a rematch of the group of. It's like we took one group of death with bo5, Dewalt, and Koget, and now we've just made our own new group of death down here towards the bottom. We already had a pretty interesting start to the round of 8 with Mad versus Gornich being such a 6 series, so close. And actually, we could have some close series today, but what do you think is going to happen, Nyoken?
Yeah, so we've got my financial advisor going up against the killer trutaCz, right? Dewalt versus trutaCz. That's actually going to be our first match today, and that's going to be really sick because Dewalt, obviously really good. trutaCz, really good. He crushed in his group, taking out Zeki and TT1. Dewalt looked a little shaky versus bo5, but recovered versus Koget.
Yep.
I don't think we've seen him PVZ in a while, though, because the group of death was all P, all Protoss and all Terran.
Yeah.
So I have to see if he can stand up to trutaCz. And, we were talking earlier with Zero, and we know that bo5 and trutaCz are practicing a lot together. So he's going to have his work cut out for him there. But then in our second match, we've got Terra Oya. Oya kind of shocking a little bit, getting all the way to the round of 8, but he's going up against, the Mr. Consistent round of 8.
Oh, yeah.
Terra here. He's always top 8. So these matches are going to be great. I'm curious to see if Oya's crazy aggression can actually boost or rocket him, as you say, to round of 4.
Well, look, Oya had one of the most impressive performances in the round of 16, 2-0, 2-0 straight in to the round of 8. In his preview article, he talked about how good his aggression is, but it does seem like the only thing that keeps that stands between Terra and the round of 8 is his internet connection. So let's see if he can if he can overcome that and kind of reprise his role, because last season, Terra, I would say underperformed. I would say that guys like Terra, you just expect to get into the round of 4. At least the round of 8. So we've made it this far. Let's see if Oya can be another one of these kind of up and coming players that really surprises us, or if old faithful Terra is going to try to slam home some BSL points and guarantee himself a spot in BSL season 10, because that's what's on the line here, guys. This is the last season to qualify for BSL season 10. So much money on the line, so everybody is thinking about season 9, but also there's that season 10 in the future. But we're starting things off today with Dewalt versus trutaCz, and we can only overhype this match so much because it is just so sick. We've got trutaCz, multiple time BSL champion. Was it four BSL titles?
Yeah, something crazy. It's almost like he owns 50% of the titles or 33% of the titles. It's ridiculous how many he's actually won. And then we've got Dewalt, who just never seems to have it come together in actual BSL. So maybe this is the time to shine. I believe in him every year or every season. I'm believing in him. So I'm hoping he does well here, but going up against trutaCz, who's just like the actual king of BSL, it's going to be so difficult for Dewalt to get through. I don't know though. I'm a believer.
Yeah, I'm definitely a believer too. Well, my biggest belief is that trutaCz versus Dewalt is going to be pretty epic. I do want to say, you don't have to listen to our predictions because you can just listen to the pros. We're tuning into some epic bo5 streaming earlier on today. He was playing White Raw, so if you missed those games, you can go back and check that out. And we were like, bo5, in your infinite wisdom, what's going to happen today? He said 3-1 trutaCz. Hashtag Polish bias there, maybe a little bit. But then also he was predicting a 3-0 for Terra versus Oya. I saw a lot of people on Team Liquid like predicting 3-2 there. So I don't know if that, I mean, I think that could be really close if this is the new and improved Oya. Otherwise, maybe not so much. bo5 still needs to mod me in his channel, so just a heads up about that. But regardless, I think that we're going to learn a lot today about whether or not Dewalt is in a slump. Is he done?
Yeah,
probably not. He's still pretty good. Or if trutaCz is really going to live up to the hype here. And I think one thing Zero is talking about is how much trutaCz has been practicing with bo5. So look, that's like the hyperbolic time chamber of foreign StarCraft right there. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, so our first matchup is trutaCz versus Dewalt. I don't know if we're actually ready for the games. Are we in the game lobby?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Today's games are going to be live. So the games are live. The casting is pre-recorded. So thanks for tuning in for this. You picked the right time to tune in. And I think we are just about good to go for our first match of the day. I believe we were talking to Zero earlier, and he said the map is going to be on La Mancha. So yeah, I think we're good to start our first game any second now. I love how, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, both players are saying that they are ready. GGGLHF, and it's time to get into game number 1 of the second set of BSL Season 9 round of 8 between trutaCz and Dewalt. All right, here we go in the upper right-hand corner of the desert map La Mancha. In the pink, playing Zerg. From Poland, this is trutaCz.
And in the bottom left, in the brown, we have our Russian Protoss. It is Dewalt. So Dewalt, oh, looks like we may actually have, oh, I guess they're just going to change turn rate. For some reason, I thought we had to actually remake the game here. I forgot that this is live. So looks like a little bit of lag, but not much. But we have, oh.
Wait, what?
Oh, they don't have it on dynamic. That's the thing. Okay. Well, the thing with dynamic, the thing with dynamic is it bounces up and down and is kind of annoying to deal with. So it is going to be a remake, but turn rate 16 is still pretty freaking good.
I was going to say, so I mean, Russia's a big country and Dewalt lives on the not European side of it a little bit, so it's not as close as you might think to where trutaCz is playing from. Hopefully we can get these guys a good turn rate, and we're just remaking the game right now. So yeah, I don't know who is accidentally VPN to Peru, but we'll find out. Okay, all right, we promised this time. Let's get started with game number 1. Okay, do we re-enter the players the second time around, Nyokin?
If you want.
Okay, we're gonna do it for the VOD. All right, here we go. In the bottom right-hand corner, in the purple this time, playing Protoss from Russia, it's Dewalt.
In the bottom left, in the pink again, it is trutaCz. So we saw Dewalt play a lot of PvP, a lot of PvT in his group. So we don't know exactly what he has changed for his PvZ. I'm trying to think back to last season. I think he ended up playing kind of a mixture of Forge and Gateway Expand. But these days we seem to see more Gateway play just in general, maybe like even upwards of like 75% to 25%. So I'm curious to see what this is actually going to be. Is it going to be Forge? It looks like we're going to have a Forge expand because probe's already going out.
Yeah, we're not having any of these gateway shenanigans. Man, I don't know. I get so spoiled watching Bonnet play, and he's just like, well, how many zealots do I need to make to kill the other guy? He queued into an unranked player and killed him with a probe that killed a gas drone killed the gas probe and then triple manor pylon his opponent, and then he just left the game. And I'm like, okay, well, look, what are we doing here? And in fact, what are we doing here? Why is the probe up at the top of the map?
Well, it looks like we went for a mid-top scout to try and intercept the Overlord. But now, I mean, he's hooking back down all the way to bottom left. So this is quite a long distance to go for that scout. You saw him hook the mid-right to top middle. I guess it's more efficient. He is going to find trutaCz pretty quickly. Meanwhile, on trutaCz's side of the map, this was an overpool opener. I originally thought it was a 9-pool, but it is just standard overpool. So nothing abnormal here. Dewalt is going for the Forge expand. We'll have to see how many. Oh, I think the probe got off the first hit.
Yeah, probe got off the first hit, so you can't fight that heads up. This is going to delay the natural, and I mean, this is kind of impressive to me that you can scout both other sides of the map and still make it there in time to block the natural. That's insane. Hatchery does get down, though, not actually that delayed because the probe went into the main to get the scouting information, sees that everything is basically as standard as it gets, and let's see if he can kill one of these workers. This is how you tell if Dewalt's like playing tryhard mode, if he still tries to kill off one of these drones. But the Zerglings are headed out, and I'm always curious what happens to the probe, because you can try to hide it way back there in the back of the base, but he didn't actually see the Zerglings hatch, so he doesn't know exactly how many are headed across the map, right?
I actually think these Lings are going to get in, because that cannon's not close to finishing, and I'm worried because there's no probes on the ramp or any. This is definitely getting in. Probes are coming, but there's
he can block this.
Oh, that's great control.
Yeah. Oh, he blocked at least one of the Lings for a little bit, but the cannon is not up yet. The Lings run all the way around and actually do make it into the main. Oh no! Oh my god! Yeah, picking off one of those Lings would be huge, and it's only 2 Lings, but that's still a lot to deal with.
Yeah, even though he only lets 2 Lings in, I mean, it's still like those were the only 2 Lings. A lot of times we see like 6 Lings run by and 2 manage to get in. So to only build 1 round of Lings and still get them in, this is super annoying. He does get the probe.
Oh my god.
Oh, but he catches 1 Ling, and that was extremely low. So now it actually isn't going to deal as much damage as I actually thought it was going to do. But a missed rally. We cannot rally into cannons. God. We cannot do that.
trutaCz. Okay. What are we doing? Is this the handicap? If he does like Larva did and dances those drones, then we'll know it's on purpose. I just don't think so. So yeah, third hatchery already coming down. I've been watching more ladder games, and these Zergs are figuring out ways to like open triple hatchery versus Protoss, and it blows the mind. That's not what we're having. That's not exactly what we're having here, but still very, very strong eco to start things off for trutaCz, with the notable exception of those 2 drones.
Yeah, this is just basically standard ZVP right now these days. We've got fast layer or standard layer coming in. It is not the 9734 that we were seeing in months past, but here comes a Zealot. And if you look at the Overlord position, it didn't have sight the entire time. So if these aren't Lings, this Zealot is actually going to get a lot of damage done. A full drone pull at the natural, that's a lot of lost mining time. Meanwhile, the probe is even drawing attention of the drones.
Yeah, this is casting hard mode where we can't just cast off of the production tab. But Zealot breaks free of the tiny little Lings around, is going to head into the mineral line, forces more lost mining time. Actually does get a drone. Oh my god, how good are Zealots? They're pretty good. Finally gets taken out, and he actually did not see the Spire going down.
Yeah, but with the layer completing, it's got to be a Spire. He didn't see a Hydrogen at the natural, so there's no weird lurker potential play from him. Zealot did sneak by these Lings again. This is so annoying. This is dealing a lot of economic damage to trutaCz despite not really getting a lot of drone kills. Now back on the other side of the map, I think Dewalt actually has to have a Stargate going down. It would be shocking if we have Citadel. Yeah, Stargate almost done. So everything is very standard, but these Zealots, Ling run by.
Oh my god, he's gonna run right by the cannon. The probes weren't pulled to block the ramp or anything crazy like that. And so 4 Lings make it back into the main base. This is pretty tragic to have to deal with. You already lost 1 probe earlier. And 4 Lings, especially if they get speed, oh my god, it's gonna be so difficult to deal with.
Oh, he gets a probe in the main. Meanwhile, the Zealot's gonna fall very easily. Dewalt has to be very delicate, micring the Zealot while also micring the probes, because he does not want to lose this cannon. The cannon actually, good surround by the probes, take out one of the links, but 2 probes go down.
This is already a lot of lost mining time. A lot of lost probes. He's going to get 3. Might actually even get another
4.
one. He does. trutaCz killing Dewalt with just 4 Zerglings.
Yeah, these links are dealing way too much damage. Now back on the other side of the map, the Zealot is dealing a lot of damage. 4 Ling kills right there. So both players trading blows. I still like Dewalt's position. Now he's finally going to clean up those links. Sarah's coming out. The cannon is going to help versus the Muta switch. So it actually wasn't a big deal to build that cannon without it really helping versus the links. Another probe going to fall. So much damage being done by 4 lings. And now he got to be careful with this Sarah, because we know trutaCz, he will instantly switch to Mutas as soon as he decides that you're low on Corsair. So if he loses it, it's a big loss for him. Luckily,
he's actually going to lose the gas here.
Yeah,
no way.
is.
He's going to lose the gas.
He
One
is.
of those links is full health. Oh, no, it was in range of the cannon. It survives with 40 health.
Oh, that's a tilt. That's a bit of a tilter. Now,
How does the
trutaCz.
cannon range the gas there?
Meanwhile, standard follow-up, 4th and 5th hatch coming down, Hydrogen coming down, Evolution Chamber coming down, everything very standard. But look at how delayed Dewalt's build is. His Citadel is just now finishing at 710. Normal Protoss timing is 730 move out with this. So these lanes did incredible amounts of damage. trutaCz, even though he took quite a bit of damage at mid-left from the Zealot, he's got to be feeling really great to get all of his bases saturated. It looks like he has amazing saturation across all of his bases. So fantastic position for trutaCz right now.
Well, he doesn't really have anything to worry about on the other side. Like, he didn't lose an Overlord to the Corsair. He already dealt a ton of economic damage, so he knows he's totally fine to just stay back on his side of the map. And I mean, at this point, it's actually kind of scary for Dewalt because he can't keep the Corsair out there against the Scourge that we're chasing it. He's got to pull back, and now he's pooling these Corsairs. Scourge trying to get in. They actually are going to see the basically the entire base get over the mineral line before the cannon takes them out, make it out alive.
Yeah, and I don't know how much vision he got of the bottom right corner of Dewalt's base, but the Scourge, I think, should have gotten a majority of the scout down. And if you notice, there's no Templar archive. It just now starts. So trutaCz, if he's thinking about going for a Hydra bust, he's got like a 2-minute window to actually deal tons of damage with Hydras. The archive not done, no storm in, there's no Templars being made yet either. So a real window of opportunity here for trutaCz to just end it.
Yeah, that's 5 Corsairs, so you definitely can't just, A-move across the map at this point. He is trying to dive in deep. Targets down a couple of those Scourge, so that's at least good control. Hasn't lost any Corsairs yet, a couple on half HP, but at least the mission has been accomplished. Get across and see what's happening. Know if you need to throw up cannons, and he does. This is a ton of Hydras off 5 hatcheries and an insane economy rallied across the map here, and that is
holy.
I don't know. Did we build enough cannons, Nyoken?
That is so many cannons. 8 cannons or 9 cannons for Dewalt. He has to build them too because he has no AoE. Gateway's gonna go down. Forge is gonna go down. I don't even know if it was spinning with +1. Was not able to see, but 100% these are going down. And in his main, I don't see any gateways anywhere. If there are, they just came up and just start. There's no gates. So we have no production.
How do we build units this game, Nyoken?
Like we actually have no production now, and there's still no storm.
But we can build Corsairs.
Yeah, we can build Corsairs.
I don't know if this is gonna help us against Hydras here.
First Templar has come out. Now we have the gateway flood, but this is so late. 9:45, you're starting to build gateways. Super, super, super late. This gives full control to trutaCz. You see already has the drone going to top left, so that's gonna be a 4th base for him. All trutaCz really needs to do now is send in some Scourge to see if he can see the gateway timing. And if he sees that, he knows he's golden.
Yeah.
He's already got +1 weapon done on his Hydras.
Well, plus as any Zerg player, anytime you see the Protoss throw down 1,000,000 cannons, that's like 2 Nexi right there. So you're already feeling pretty good. Plus he's got an insane economy behind this, and Dewalt, oh man, just has to desperately hang on back here. He finally has a gateway or 2. But he's going to need a lot more than that to come back here. He's been soft contained, and especially if we go into something like Lurkers for that sick contain right outside the natural, like, oh god, this is going to be so difficult.
Yeah, we've got like 7 gateways going up for Dewalt. His robo has started, so he is transitioning into the mid game at a somewhat normal timing, but his unit count is ridiculously low. It's like 8 Zealots, 2 Templars, and that's it. Meanwhile, trutaCz has a 6 hatch coming down. Looks like we're gonna have a move out here. Zealot's gonna take down a couple Hydras and an Overlord, but no big deal.
I think the big thing there is to see if there's any, you know, crazy fast lurkers morphing or whatever is out there. But he actually doesn't have any information from across the map.
No, actually, Zealots have snuck around the top side, but nice positioning of this Ling to see that the Zealots have moved out. So that's not going to do any damage, I don't think. Top left is exposed for now, but you can see Hydra's already moving into position up there. So all trutaCz, I think, really has to do now is get those lurkers, like you said, set up that contain, just let his econ kick in. Looks like we're going to have some harassment from Dewalt. The Stairs are still alive, so they can clear the way for some potential harassment, but there's already Hydra set up.
Yeah, trutaCz really sort of checked off the list of total possible ways he could lose the game here. And this is you know, a pretty scary drop coming in, but I mean, you can't just, you know, move across the map. Maybe he'll get some free overlords, but he's at least going to see these lurkers morphing, and that should show him kind of what's coming his way. Okay, dropping in the mineral line. Where's our storms? A pretty good one there on the bottom of the mineral line. Another great one up top. Actually, even Scourges one of, or storms one of the Scourges. Doesn't matter. I'd be surprised if that Archon does anything. It was still effective harassment, even though he's stuck inside his base.
Yeah, he gets 7 drones there. He is going to lose his shuttle and both of his Templars, which is a big loss, but he's also getting some overlords here, so maybe it balances out. But with trutaCz having so many hatcheries, he's going to be able to replenish the drones very quickly. And what I'm most worried about is for the past 2 minutes, supply is even, and as a Zerg player, even supply, you're feeling like you're in a dominant position at that point. +1 armor has kicked in for Dewalt now, but no +2 because he lost his second forge.
Yeah, that's what Bon has been talking about with building that forge in your main, and then maybe walling off with Citadel. Not ideal in this situation either. He actually has to kill building to break out of his base here. But I mean, Dewalt has kind of righted the ship there. He's got all of his production back up, but he doesn't have the units out that he needs here, especially losing those High Templar. Like, killing drones is okay, but you got to kill some actual units that can kill you too. Decent storm, but an immediate pullback there by trutaCz, trying to snipe off these lurkers before things get too dire outside of his natural expansion. And I mean, I guess he's doing a good job, but I just don't know if he has the storm to deal with this crazy number of Hydras.
Oh, he uses both of his storms, and now he's really in trouble if there is a massive lurker contain. Right now, there's only 2. Looks like Zealots are trying to do something at top left. We now see Dewalt is starting to use his army, but Hydras, why are they here? They're just sitting here because he knows it's going to happen. Instantly denies this. And if you're in Dewalt's position, you got to be feeling like, well, what do I do now? I'm about to be locked in my natural, and eventually he's just going to run out of money. Looks like trutaCz might actually be setting up for a drop. There's so many overlords here.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be a bit surprised, especially if you have like the lurkers outside the main, but things are trickling out. You just kind of run right into his main. So I don't. I mean, it's not like Dewalt hasn't done any damage here. He's killed a few a few drones, and he's killed a bunch of overlords to consistently supply block trutaCz, so he can't actually even use his economic advantage incredibly well. But obviously, that's not going to last forever. You can only fight with Dragoons so long, and he's having to run back. Oh, actually, insane storms kill off most of the Hydras, but the Zealots are actually on hold position here because they don't want to run into the lurkers. The Corsairs make it back home alive, but I mean, Dewalt's broken out of the contain.
Yeah, but we've got a Zealot run by to top left, but I think there's going to be a lurker morph on the ramp to prevent these Zealots from actually getting in, or he may just fight them straight up. Okay, there is the morph. So the Zealots aren't going to get much damage done. Supply is still even, and to send 12 units to top left and not do anything, that's a lot of army supply. That's not in this army. There's no way he can bust through here. Trying to go through a bridge too. This is suicide, Dewalt. We got to turn around, dude.
Yeah, there's no way Dewalt gets any damage there. It's just a problem as Protoss. You need to deal damage out on the map, or at least force the Zerg player to not just, you know, contain you like he was before. So I mean, the pressure is there, but just not able to get anything done. I will say the Corsairs have been able to do a lot of damage here, picking off overlords.
Is he expanding the bottom middle? I think he. Oh my. What? How on earth? Okay, DT to mid left gets a decent amount of damage. He does get 2 drunk kills. There's no overlords at all.
Yeah, there's no overlords, and his zealots are actually catching a big group of hydras out there, so that's not bad. He's managed to keep his corsairs pretty healthy here. He's gonna catch a drone transfer too with that DT.
Yeah, zealots are gonna get cleaned up at top left. DT did more damage than I thought, but still, bottom middle. How on earth are we ever holding it? It's instant. It's already gotten breached. Lurkers are set up. I don't see an observer here. He's gonna deal a lot of. Yeah, he turns around.
I thought
no observer.
Oh no, those probes are still headed out there. If those die, that's the. That is definitely the end. I thought.
No.
Wait, what? Why are our probes still mining there? Well, I thought that was like the honeypot, right? You say, I'm going to expand here, and then as soon as the Zerg runs in to try to stop it, you storm him or kill him. Or
he's out of minerals.
Yeah, he's just got nothing left here. So he's going to try to take the actual third base, which everybody knew he should have taken at the 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock location, and that looks a lot more doable.
Another DT trying to come into mid left. It's that same one from earlier. He's like, get in here. Let me in here, dude. I got free drunk kills. Hydra's under the overlords. There's not that many, though. trutaCz doesn't realize this is actually what Dewalt needs to get back into this game. Yeah. He's got a real attack at the top middle. He cannot afford to lose his whole army, though, because he's so broke. He actually cannot remake this right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the key point of La Mancha. You got these windmill blades in the middle of high ground. And oh my God. Look, man, life finds a way. Or Protoss players do, I guess. And so the windmill, he's going to be able to hold position on the top of that ramp. And meanwhile, he's getting crazy amounts of drone damage done. Probably that DT does not get in, but maybe it does. Who knows?
Yeah. trutaCz has Hive, though, so he's going to have a huge power spike pretty soon, if not already. Probably Adrenaline is done, but Dewalt did a lot of damage with this DT, and he lost almost nothing. So this is probably his best opportunity to actually try and deal some damage back to trutaCz. But trutaCz, he's already got 5 bases. His econ's crazy. He's got Nidus. He's still up 10 supply. I'm not too sure if it's upgrades, but probably +3 pretty soon. But the Walt's army, yeah, +3 for Hydras and armor already coming in.
Jeez.
So he's going to be getting those Ling upgrades too. But this is what I'm worried about. Look at bottom middle, the pink line going across the map.
Yeah, this is just way too much, Zerg. And in order to fight that, Dewalt is going to have to pull back and give up that high ground position in the middle of the map. Let's see how good the storms are. First one, not that great. Second one, also not great. I don't know. This is going to be hard to hold third base and even harder to stop this army straight up.
That's a lot of clumped up lurkers, but there's no storm. He catches the Defiler, though.
That's a big move. So no Dark Storm to protect the lurkers here. So they are pretty clumped up, so you're going to get some value storms here. You can see popping a couple of lurkers at a time, but he can't break back up the high ground. I mean, the storms are still good, but he's got to save the High Templar, build more High Templar, get more storms.
Oh, no!
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. No, not like that. Second one's going to be the charge. GG, Dewalt taps out, and that is it. My lands. Wow. What a sick first game.
Yeah, multitask was really incredible from both sides. DT harassment, the multitask from trutaCz to keep up the macro. Like, he was everywhere. Dewalt was keeping him busy. Remember, the Zealots were keeping him busy?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, microing the 4 Lings in the main. Like, there's a lot of multitasking going on. So, even though Dewalt kind of just got run over right here, I'm excited for future games because this is definitely going to be back and forth.
Yeah, well, see, the thing, I was just so impressed that Dewalt, even after he tried to take that, like, 6 o'clock third base, what's going on there, he still did a crazy amount of damage with a DT. His Corsairs were killing a bunch of Overlords. And even though he was totally broke, he really put those minerals to use. So that was game 1 on La Mancha. I almost said Monte Cristo. We're never going to see that map. Match Point is the next map coming up, and I mean, this is totally different. We go from a big 4-player map with huge wide open spaces, amber waves of grain and all that, and then game 2 is going to be on a tiny 2-player map. This could be a lot more interesting if Dewalt wants to play something like super aggressive, or trying to punish trutaCz, who he's probably pretty sure is still going overpool. Although I guess you don't know that, right?
Yeah, you don't necessarily know that. Yeah, he could just go 12 hatch. He could go 9 full speed. We'll have to wait and see what the opener is. I agree. Probably overpool since it is 2-player. You want to just play something safe. But we'll have to wait and see. Match Point, you know, trutaCz last game was exploding. Had 5 bases pretty easily. But Match Point, that's probably all you're getting. So as long as Dewalt just survives, I mean, 5 base versus 5 base, you're not going to really be expecting to run into like 7 base or 6 base Zerg unless it's really in the favor of trutaCz. So I like this better than the La Mancha map for Dewalt.
Yeah. I want to see statistics for the map match point about like which players win when it's not being played as the match point in the series. There's some wisdom to be had there, I promise. The players are good. I think we're ready to go for our next game. So let's see if they are yet ready. Okay, yeah, Dewalt's ready. trutaCz is ready. We're ready for game number 2 of our first semifinal game of the night to find out which player will be the first to advance on the round, or actually the third player to advance on. The first player to advance on tonight to the round of 4. Okay, this is the bottom left-hand corner of the map match point in the olive green, I guess. This is our trutaCz player, Dewalt.
And in the top right, repping the pink again, it is our Zerg King. It is trutaCz. So last game, even though Dewalt ended up going for the Forge expand, you know, he did rally those zealots across pretty quickly. They did a surprising amount of damage. So I actually think that going for that same opener would be a pretty smart move. Like, all we had to do was not lose 5 probes to 4 links. Like, that's really what did it. That's what killed our econ. Protoss, you know, in the early stages, get a second assimilator very quickly to get their gas up and running. So when you lose 5 probes on minerals, that's a huge loss, and that looks like what we're going to see again.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the opener was a tragedy for Dewalt in game 1. So step 1, we stopped 2 Zerglings or 4 Zerglings or however many Zerglings from getting into our main. Then we question mark and profit after that. So let's see if we can follow the steps to success for Dewalt. I'm also really interested in his scouting patterns here, because obviously he's trying to, or on game 1, he was like scouting for like Overlord scout timings. This is a 2-player map, so you're not as concerned with that, but let's see what this pro can get in here and see. I don't think it should be a big mystery. And he sees the culprit, the Overlord, revealing that it is in fact just an overpool.
Yeah, so same opener from both sides so far. Forge expand for Dewalt, overpool. Okay. Mining that mineral, that would have been a mistake if he mined
I was
that
like,
up.
what are we doing?
What are we doing there? Because
like, I don't actually want a wall here.
Like, that's just gonna open up another big opening on the side. And I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen any players abuse like sending out like 3 drones or something to just mine it out. Maybe not necessarily always on this map, but you know, we had Heartbreak Ridge in previous seasons too. And nobody attempted to mine that out either.
Yeah, well, I think we have seen that like a couple seasons ago, but it's been a while. And all these mineral walls, like, you take it for granted as part of your wall, and then somebody does that and mines you out. But that's kind of like a one-time thing. You really have to like super prepare that. So trying to scout out for numbers of Zerglings. He sees a drone hatch out, so he's actually probably pretty sure it's not that many. If your Zerglings are chasing around a probe in your own main, they're not running past your cannon. So
yes, so he does see that it is just 2, and 2 you're not worried about. Now versus sneaky Zergs, once the natural comes up, sometimes they end up building lings there, and it does catch you off guard a little bit. Now, can Dewalt keep this probe alive? We saw Dragon in previous series keep this probe alive from what, like 4 to 5 minutes? It was crazy how long he kept it alive.
Yeah, 5 minutes is like Bisu level. That's kind of the goal that everybody ascribes to, but yeah, it's not as easy as it looks.
Well, regardless, he's seen pretty much all he needed to see, because the extractor timing, very normal. This is going to be, well, actually, it's a little bit later now that I'm looking at it. It is not the standard 230-ish or 235-ish extractor. So this is a little bit later than normal. So what could this, oh no, the probe goes down. Oof. At the moment trutaCz gets potentially 50 gas. What's that drone doing? Okay, I thought that was a hydrogen. I thought 100% that's gonna be a hydrogen, but no hydrogen just yet. Okay, it is just gonna be standard layer follow-up. But again, the layer or the 100 gas that he mined is a little bit slower. So this is gonna be even better econ. He thought he had good econ last game. This is gonna be even better this game.
Yeah, I don't know, it's hard to imagine better econ. Well, it wasn't even that trutaCz's economy was that great. It was that he also did damage to Dewalt's economy, so the difference is just magnified. And on the other side, trutaCz is getting in here with an Overlord scout to see that there's absolutely nothing weird in the natural, at least. I guess something in the main scouting, right? I guess it's just another Overlord. But yeah, nothing weird from Dewalt at all. But trutaCz is killing it on the econ.
Now, unlike last game, it seems like the Zealots are way slower. Like, this is the first Zealot moving out through the natural, but it gets spotted by the Overlord immediately. So trutaCz should take minimal losses here, probably no losses, honestly. He's already got preemptive Lings coming out. I love how Dewalt just sent out the Zealot. Now he's just coming back, just forcing out Lings. So a nice move there. Probe might actually get taken out again, but this time Dewalt's build is more streamlined. The Stargate is much faster. Just waiting to see the Citadel pretty soon. Because it hasn't come down yet, I don't think we're going to see a DT follow-up unless there's Citadel at the Nat. No Citadel at the Nat. So everything right now looks like just a speed Zealot timing.
I really like the second cannon at the natural. And these one cannon Protoss players, you live by the one cannon, you die by it. Sometimes you get caught off guard. But 2 is more than enough here. I mean, unless you really, really want to run by and still lose a lot of Zerglings, that is more than enough to hold on.
4th hatch coming down, 5th hatch coming down. There is the Citadel, but this is not the 5-minute Citadel. It is 5:30, so this does look like standard 7:30-ish Zealot timing. Expecting to see a couple more gates come down pretty soon, at least one. You can honestly build a lot of Zealots off of just one gateway, so maybe it will get delayed quite a bit, but regardless, trutaCz is powering like a madman. He's built, 8 Lings, and that's it. That's his only defense so far, so everything looks great for him. Hydrogen coming down, Evolution Chamber coming down also, I think. Everything is pretty much standard at this point.
Yeah, I actually really like this. This is my favorite game of the series so far. But it's just so even, right? Both players have pretty much just got to play their game. Nobody's taken really any losses aside from those, I don't know, scouting worker. But of course, Corsair's going to find a stray Overlord. It's kind of assumed with the scouting that he did earlier, but he found it. Now, as long as he doesn't lose these Corsairs to Scourge, we're okay. He is going to one-hit it, run away, and stay safe. But the Scourge are actually on a collision course here. He did some Zerg trigonometry to try to calculate the angle they were flying back at and intercept them. But couldn't pick them off, so my wishful thinking about wanting Mutas to come out is not going to happen yet.
Now, remember last game, the Scourge came in and saw everything that Dewalt was doing. He knew that there was no Templar Archive. He knew he could do literally whatever he wants. This time, again, the Scourge get in, and they don't see anything. Now, it is a little... Okay, now he sees the Templar Archive. But it is a little worrisome that we don't see any gateways. A lot of players do tuck away the gateway placement right where Dewalt is. So he does need to be careful that potentially there could have been 2, 3, 4 gates there and a lot of Zealots coming out. But we see everything so far. It looks very normal. There is the standard 7:30 follow-up. Speed's going to be kicking in. He misses it with Lings. He has no sight right now, but he luckily has some at the high ground right here.
Well, trutaCz just dumped 800 resources, something like that. So we're going to see a massive swell of Hydras from 5 hatcheries out there, even a 6th hatchery going down in the main base. So this is going to be infinity Hydras coming out, and Zealots don't deal splash damage, so we should be okay.
Dewalt needs to be careful going up this ramp because he could get just ransacked by Lings with Hydra support in the back. And I think he just needs to back off now. That's a lot. He hasn't shown the Hydras yet. He wants the Zealots to commit. Here he comes. I don't know about this.
Yeah, the Lings are actually not great by themselves, so they do need that Hydra support. I guess the round of Hydras is still popping, coming out from the main, but look how many Overlords are going down there. He gets another couple, and that's going to supply block him for a second. But still, I mean, damage done.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of damage done there, but not too much damage taken from trutaCz. 4 gates are up for Dewalt. Remember last game, those gateways didn't start until 9:45. So already, much better game this time. They're already done. We already have the first few Templars out. So everything looks fantastic for Dewalt. We're going to see range coming in pretty soon for his Goons, DT has snuck by again.
Ooh.
And he's killing off the majority of the Overlords. Bottom right still has one, though, luckily. But mass cannons, again, coming down just to trying to defend this Hydra attack.
Yeah, it seems like kind of a weird location to put them, but I guess that's where they have to go. The Hydras, when do we commit to this? How far off of High Templar are we?
He's got him.
Where?
Right
yeah,
there.
they actually do still have Storm too, so I don't know if this is the way. Zealots actually break out. He gets a couple there for the surround. It's not quite as good as he wants it to be, so that is not the time to bust out for sure. He takes some Zealot losses. The cannons come up. The High Templar are there. They'll have Storm any second now, and so this should be a hold.
Yeah, he was so close to actually surrounding those Hydras and then just popping them with the Storm. Now, trutaCz has a lot of units, but so does Dewalt, and he's got a lot of Storm available. That's a good one.
Yeah, really good Storm. Kills a couple Hydras outright, softens up a bunch of them. In the meantime, we're still on the hunt for Overlords across the map for these Corsairs. There are some pretty juicy pockets. They can go find them. Now, this is Dewalt trying to bust out. He's got +1 speed. They're both done. These are very scary man lots, but they don't have any support, and the Hydras catch them before they can make it halfway across the map.
Yes, Sayre's still sharking around, trying to find that juicy Overlord spot at mid-right. DT is still, I think, on hold position at bottom right on the ramp, waiting for his moment. But Goons are going to be coming in pretty soon for Dewalt. He's going up to 8 gate. Range should be cooking in pretty soon, too. I saw his robotics already done. So he's hitting that very strong +2 weapon power spike. Lurkers complete just in time.
Burrowed. There they are. They're just barely in time, and that is going to be maybe not enough to stop the Zealots from getting into the base, but yeah, the DT is here. He's killing off the Overlord. He gets the Overlord. There's no detection here, and so many drones going down. I mean, that's pretty much mission accomplished. And where's the nearest Overlord? I think it's actually quite a ways away.
It's at the bottom of his base right there, but he doesn't realize. Now he is going to get... Oh, no, we can't lose these. Oh, my God.
That is the Overlord farm right there. That's like the human batteries in the Matrix. They're just flying over there. If you make it safely to their Hydra defense... But that DT still did a ton of damage.
Yeah, now, even though the Overlords or the Corsairs have done a lot of damage, it's not like Dewalt is out on the map with his army right now. This hatchery is actually going to get taken down, maybe.
Oh my God, one hit away. No way you don't cancel it. That is balls of steel right there from trutaCz. Like, nah, just kill the DT.
Yeah, just killed it. Oh, we got more harassment. He's everywhere, man.
I love it. I love it.
He knows where the Overlords. He sent like 20 at bottom right. He can't possibly have more. No, yeah. I would love for Dewalt to be out on the map right now because he knows that all the units are going to be drawn to top right. That would give him an opportunity to bust the third or the nat or bottom right. He intercepts more Overlords.
I love how he pushes the Overlords away.
Look at supply of trutaCz, 174.
Oh my God.
He spent so much resources on Overlords.
Yeah, he just built an entire round of what could have been attacking units, but was instead Overlords. I don't know if he like tripped and his elbow hit the keyboard just to held down O, but I mean, that is a lot of Overlords. And I mean, on the one hand, you can say, well, maybe my opponent focuses really hard in killing Overlords and then doesn't ever supply block me. But I mean, I still think that's good for Dewalt.
DT gets into the net again. Meanwhile, there's a fight going on, so he's not going to notice this at all.
Hell no.
There's no alert to this.
Yeah, great. Oh, wow. If you could kiss those
10 kills, 11.
Oh, God. All right, this is it. All right, he finally notices it. Wait a second. Where are my drones going? Decent storm on the high guard. He does storm on the lurker egg. Do they morph in time? They do. Or they don't. Rather, they're popped. These storms are insane. And Dewalt is killing it this game.
Yeah, the multitask, absolutely crazy. We knew it was going to be crazy just based on last game. And what was scary enough was trutaCz, despite having all this happen to him, despite spending 5 million minerals on 20 million Overlords, he was still even in supply. It's just now finally Dewalt has taken a decent supply lead, but 20 supply, that's really not, you're really not even feeling that comfortable, PBZ. The DT is still alive in that base at top right. Dewalt has a little bit of a macro slip there, but that's understandable with everything that's going on. I'd really love to see a third base coming in, but he probably doesn't need it. Look how many goons he has. He's gonna sit on the high ground of the third base and just ransack this base.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Oh God, are those loaded up with anything?
No, these are just...
Yeah, they were just out there.
He has nothing. What, 2 lurkers and 5 hydras? All of the units are just spread out and out of position. They're everywhere.
Turns out, like, I mean, Overlords, I mean, they look scary, but they don't actually deal damage. I saw an artist rendition one time that shows the actual size to scale that an Overlord should be. And it's like actually gigantic. You look up and it's like blotting out the sky. I'm like, I would be scared of that. But then I would also realize it does no damage. So we gotta find some other units to fight with, because 2 lurkers in the front lines not gonna stop Dewalt's gigantic army.
Yeah, there's just no army here. Where is it? He's very high in supply, but there's no army. Now he's supply blocked, so he can't even build more units. There's just too much army supply just spread out over all of his bases, and Dewalt is going to crush through.
Yeah.
Should be able to crush into the 3rd base. Again, there's just nothing here. Now he has high ground.
Yeah, I mean, there are more lurkers here to stop it, but I mean, there's just a ton of storms left on the high ground. He does have like 3-4 observers here. Good luck, Scourge. The Scourge flies in trying to pick off the observers. Just like, there's too many to choose from here. He's trying to come around with a little bit of a flank to maybe catch some High Templars there. They already did their job. They're storming the lurker, or the Hydras in the back, the lurkers in the front. His 3rd base is, or 4th base or whatever, is DED dead, out of there, no way to defend it, and trutaCz is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, trutaCz. Oh, he just GG's.
Wow. Okay. Damn. Night and day difference between games 1 and 2. Game 1, it was all trutaCz all the time. He gets in with lanes, kills a bunch of workers. Game 2, insane Corsair play, killing a billion overlords. And I'm only somewhat exaggerating, because how many overlords? What was he was at like 100 out of 180 supply or something? Yeah, that's the truth. It was how to kill your opponent with overlords. You might have to try to make that YouTube video later, but it's not a good sign there for trutaCz. What do you think was the biggest thing that changed between games 1 and 2?
I don't even. Well, it was obviously the Lings in the beginning. Like we didn't get our build crippled, and
so is that what we need to beat Dewalt?
Yeah, like Dewalt. Again, the first game, his multitask was crazy. Like both of them were multitasking crazy. I pointed that out. You knew it was going to be crazy. Now you can see that the multitask from Dewalt right now is on point. The DT harassment, ridiculous damage. The Stairs, something that I haven't been seeing often, is he's keeping his Stairs alive the entire time. trutaCz, who will switch to mutas as soon as he kills them, is not able to go for that. But the scary part is to spend 1,000 minerals on overlords like that and still be even in supply as Zerg.
Yeah.
Even though Dewalt won that game, I'm still very worried for him, because that's ridiculous. Normally you would think like, oh, trutaCz is going to be down like 30, 40 supply because of that. But no, he's even in supply.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's our first 2 games underway. So we've got at least 2 more coming your way. We're ready to go for game number 3. The map is Clay Fields. So another one of these kind of fighting spirit-esque map experiences. We've got some high grounds between the natural and the 3rd to make it kind of easy to take, but hard to defend if your opponent takes those high grounds. So I'm ready, and our players are ready too. So I think it's about time to go, or to get into game number 3 on Clay Fields between trutaCz and Dewalt. Okay, here we go. In the upper left-hand corner, is that white? I guess it, blue. Haha, I knew I missaw that color. This is our Russian Protoss player, Dewalt.
And in the top right, we have our red Zerg player. It is trutaCz. So even though trutaCz watched that game or lost it, actually, because it's live, he doesn't get to see the replay, or he didn't see the replay. But if he had seen the replay, even though he had lost, I think he should have felt pretty good, because he spent so much resources on overlords, was still even in supply. The game only really started swinging once that all happened. And also at the same time, remember, there was those huge storms on the left side that eliminated all of his lurkers, all of his hiders. He was still in a fine position despite taking so much damage from the DT, despite losing so many overlords. So I think trutaCz really shouldn't be worried, but he hasn't seen the replay. So maybe he thinks he was actually down more than he actually was.
Yeah, he actually could have thought he was way further behind. I mean, look, I think if you start to realize as a Zerg player that you are losing a bunch of overlords, sometimes it's easy to panic and say, okay, well, I actually just need to be able to build units. So that was kind of a big mistake, though, to spend so many resources on overlords he didn't need. And honestly, I expect trutaCz to have a really, really good overlord control. And that is just not what happened that game. So, wow, is this, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Zergling yet. So.
We got 12 hatch, no overpull this time. And this time it's going to be Dewalt mixing up no more Forge Expand. He's pulling it out on a 4-player map. So I guess trutaCz, the logic here is he's feeling like you're not going to go for a Zealot rush here because it's 4 players. You're not going to scout me very quickly. But Dewalt is going to have quick Zealots coming out. You know, on Fighting Spirit, I remember TT1 talking about how Gateway Expand is a very good opener. Now, since Clayfields is similar to Fighting Spirit, maybe it's a very common opener here too, since it's not a ladder map. You know, I don't play it. I only play ladder maps, but we're gonna have to see how much damage he can actually get done. He had really good success on La Mancha with his Zealots, and he doesn't have to worry about a Ling counterattack this time. So this feels like a dream opener for him so far.
Yeah, he really is getting away with that.
Ooh.
Wow, he almost killed that drone.
Yeah, he double shotted that drone right there. Just needs one more hit. Meanwhile, Probe being super annoying. You gotta be careful with that drone.
God.
That was very close to actually just getting sniped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he like boosted that back, but it's still a scary Zealot, especially when one of your drones basically can't fight. So Zealot is gonna get in here and be annoying. He actually catches the drone that was, I thought that was the third base drone. If you catch the third base drone with that Zealot, ooh, it's exactly what you want. He actually could have killed that drone at the natural, but here we go. It's a Zealot drone or Zealot probe combo, and that is super scary to Zerglings because you can 2-shot them with the drone hit or the probe hit. And pretty sure actually can't the probe attack through the mineral line?
Yeah, it can, because that's balanced somehow. I don't know how it gets that range. Oh, really good surround, but trutaCz 5 Lings on top of that. Zealot instantly dies.
Wow, how do you get a surround on a Zealot behind the mineral lines? Man, every time I see these straight mineral patch maps, you know, where they're like perfectly in a line, I'm like, Protoss player made this map. But when you have like openings like that, where multiples are up.
What's that drone up to?
Who's
That's
that
gonna
drone?
be a dead?
What's his name? And boom goes the dynamite. There it is. All right, so we're doing it. Finally. How many hatcheries are we building? Not 5 is the answer.
We are not building 5. So we're going to have some type of Hydra bust here. And the probe and Zealot got taken out so quickly that he wasn't able to see, is it speed? Is it lair? What exactly is going on? So this is going to be a really nice follow-up. Also, the fact that he went for Gateway first means, sure, maybe he has a lot of Zealots, but guess what? They don't have speed. That's for sure. Hydras don't care about Zealots with no speed. So if he's going to transition or try and survive off of this Hydra attack, he's going to have to build so many cannons. And something that we've been seeing Dewalt do, La Mancha had 8 cannons. Match point, 8 cannons.
Yeah.
If you overbuild cannons like this, despite Zerg going for an aggressive opener, you know, they don't have to build Hydras. They can just drone behind it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between like a 3-hatch Hydra all in, and I guess a lot of people kind of consider 3-hatch Hydra that, but you can absolutely pull back and drone behind it.
How does he do it though? How do we read this? Instant Citadel. Stargate goes up at the same time too, but this, I actually think that this Stargate may be somewhat of a fake because of how fast the Citadel actually is. Now, I don't know what has tipped Dewalt off to this, but this is a great response because he needs speed for these Hydras coming.
Well, this is kind of like what Dewalt did in game number 1 on La Mancha, where he built that second cannon kind of as like a safety cannon. I don't really even think he saw anything to tell him if he needed that or not, because there's no info out on the map for Dewalt right now.
Well, it looks like we've got something very similar to 9734 because 4th hatch is going to be going up, or 4th base is going to be going up for trutaCz at top middle. He's got 6 drones at his natural, so not exactly 9734, but very similar. But the Hydras went unscouted. The pros went the wrong direction, and here they are.
Yeah, I mean, look at this perfect defense here for Dewalt. He is absolutely airtight. Oh no, Hydra is annoyingly picking away at my buildings. Nobody cares because he has plenty of cannons behind that.
Please cannon this. I hope he cannons.
Oh, the god! Man, Dewalt is coming to play today. Oh no, he's losing his gateway. Who care that? We've got cannons coming up at the 4th base. This is so sick.
And what's perfect about this scout is because he sees there's a hatch, it cannot be an all-in now. So he doesn't have to build cannons at his main. Well, why do we have a Hydra going up here?
No.
What is the reason?
And it sees that. Oh, watch it. Watch the probe pull the Hydra away from the pylon, and then he's gonna loop back around in a circle and come right back in and build it. Yeah, so the Hydra never scouted the pylon.
Yeah, but the probe's not going back, and it looks like the Lings are actually gonna
Yeah,
take
it
it
is.
out. Is it?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I thought it was coming back around.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, because why on earth is there a Hydra there? The Hydra can't kill the Sarah as it comes by,
Yeah,
so there's no reason for it to actually be there. But, oh man. Regardless, the idea was fantastic because it denies the fourth a lot of the time. It also confirms that it's not an all-in. So, big brain play from Dewalt there, despite having it be denied. Now, unfortunately, he lost his forge, so he couldn't even build cannons if he wanted to. But he didn't take any damage really to the Hydra bust. Now he just has to make sure that he didn't overly defend, doesn't let trutaCz get up 4 bases for free.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are another group of Hydras coming in to keep the pressure up. Oh, I guess they're staying in the middle of the map. But I don't think we need more than like 6 cannons at the front right now, especially since he did see that hatchery coming up. He knows that it's not going to be super all in, but because of the forge going down, that's going to delay the +1, and that means that our Zealot move out timing is going to be a little slower.
Yeah, and he got the Citadel so fast that I thought he was actually going to move out, but he'd stayed back. He does have faster Storm, so I guess that was the actual plan for him. Get out a much faster Templar Archive, get out more Templars. He's already got 2 out at the 8-minute mark. Now we see some more gateways going up. This is going to be 6 gate for him. Sarah is still alive, scouting as much as he can. He does see that it is like 6 hatches, maybe 7 hatches for trutaCz right now. So his econ is just absolutely bananas. He's got 4 bases already running. He's got his evolution chamber up. Everything is fantastic for him. And because Dewalt rushes the Templar Archive, it's not like he's attacking anytime soon. But those Templars are banking a lot of energy. So when Dewalt actually moves out, he's going to have so many storms available.
Yeah, and then we saw what happened in game number 2 when he just moved out and stormed everything. So even if you do have your lurkers in position, it's just not going to matter. Corsair is actually picking off quite a few overlords there in the middle of the map. They were just too far forward. But let's see if this... Yeah, well, I don't know why that Hydra's there, trying to maybe snipe the probe. But I mean, at this point, Dewalt's going to get a 3rd base up basically for free. I don't think, even though there are quite a few Hydras out, is he really going to try to contest this? There's just going to be High Templar on the high ground. Yeah,
I guess he's going to try. There's really not that much for Dewalt right now. The Zealot count is very low. Now, despite this base being forward and towards the Zerg base, it's a lot easier to defend compared to the bottom base of La Mancha. Hydra Ling going to come in here, but I don't think there's actually enough.
Still no +1, but the Zealots are just so good. So they catch the Hydras, push them back, defend the 3rd base. I mean, the Nexus hasn't started yet, so it's not like the really critical timing, but you can tell trutaCz really wants to keep this pressure on.
Yeah, so 3rd base maybe gets up. This is a lot of Hydra Ling, though.
Yeah, and once again, the +1 still not done. Beautiful Storm there. Storm number 1, Storm number 2, kind of a whip. Immediate morph there on the High Templar. The Zealots are still alive, and they still don't have +1.
Yeah, just barely the Ling and Hydras are going to bust through, but reinforcing Zealots are actually going to push them back.
Wow.
And Protoss is going to get their 3rd base up and running. Now, as I said, anytime the Sarah count is low, there will be mutas. And Dewalt has only shown 1 Sarah the entire time. He does see the mutas, but did he actually see it? No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He's not morphing any more Corsairs.
Yeah, observers are not how we kill mutas, guys. I mean, obviously he needs it, but the mutas are going to be super powerful here. Now, that's an Archon. Archons can kill Infinity Mutalisks. A nice Storm, but that's more of like a Storm on his own units trying to catch the mutas. But we got a Dark Archon behind this, too.
Yeah, but this hits right before Maelstrom. It needs about 30 more seconds. Cannon get instantly by his lurkers, too.
Uh-oh. Can he pick it off in time? No, he can't. Nothing to do with the lurker. The observer is like halfway done, but it's not there.
Well, this is a denied 3rd base. All you need is the 1 lurk. Now the main is also exposed. We don't have any Sayers here.
Cannon's not done yet.
Archon's way out of position.
That cannon is dead.
No. Dark Archon way out of position. So main gets ransacked. He's going to lose his start or his Corsair too.
Yeah, this is a huge muta switch. It's not even the one that's meant to like pick off the High Templar. This is just going in and there's nothing to stop it.
Well, now he's playing with fire.
Did he storm his own mineral line there?
He doesn't get any of his probes there, but we're playing with fire because the Dark Archon has Maelstrom available now. If we land it on those mutas, they're all dead 100%. But this is 4-base Zerg now with the denied third base on Protoss.
All right, it's time. Here we go.
I don't think he remembers his Dark Archon is sitting right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to storm the mutas without using Maelstrom. It might still be seconds away, but he probably has it by now. Now, obviously, if the mutas stay over the probes, you can't really use that Maelstrom combo because you're just going to kill your own probes. But it is... it's still kind of funny to go for a Dark Archon and then also forget that it's there.
It's locked in by the cannon. It's stuck by the cannon.
Oh my god.
It can't get in.
Jeez.
Well, regardless, even if these mutas die, the damage is done. Look at supply. We're up 20 supply. We can lose this and still be even in supply versus Protoss. 4-base Zerg. He probably even has Hive Tech coming. An absolute catastrophe for Dewalt. He looks so good going into a third base, but now what can he do? Now the Dark Archon gets in as they leave, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
The Dark Archon cavalry has arrived just in time. Mutas fly back. Their mission's accomplished, but they actually get to go for the bonus round because when Dewalt has to push out here to try to take this third base, they can still come in and try to snipe the High Templar. Even if they get Maelstrom, so what? They already did their job.
Yeah, they can pretty much suicide, and they were so worth. They come into the main again right before the cannon finishes. This is so tilting. This is probably going to tilt Dewalt into attacking. That's exactly what we see. The blue blob on the mini map. It's not turning around. He's got to do something. He's really feeling the pressure.
Yeah, he knows he's gonna run out of money eventually. He's got to get this third base up. And I love what trutaCz is doing. He's running away on the bottom, attacking on the top with these mutas that are swirling.
Dude, he's up 40 supply. trutaCz army is massive. All he has to do is to defend this attack, and he will go up 2-1. Sunken's being poured out on the top side and at his natural. Here comes Dewalt, though. This is a lot of army.
6 Storm there on the bottom, popping some Hydras, damaging Overlords, and I mean, there's a lot of static defense here. Zealots are good. The Storms, he does still have Maelstrom too. I don't know, Nyoken, if we bust through this into the natural, that's pretty good, but oh, there's so many Hydras coming in from behind.
And they're on high ground. The Dark Archon gets a perfect Maelstrom, double Maelstrom even, but there's just no reinforcement. All that's left is 5 goons. This is going to be trutaCz swamping the army. Look at the supplies plummet.
Yeah, even with some absolutely insane storms there at the end, trutaCz just monster moding in there. What? I love how, like, literally back and forth this series is. Within the games, in the series, it's so good. Well, look, we were asking Bonnet earlier, what's the score going to be? He said 3-1 for trutaCz. Still not false, but I would say I'm thinking Dewalt absolutely capable of making a comeback just like he did in game number 2.
Yeah, for sure Dewalt can do it, but the fact that our supply is even with Protoss the whole game,
that's some insane macro.
Super worried. About,
he did get away with a 12 hatch opener that game, so obviously, like, you know, a pretty good economic start. He killed the Forge first at the front with that 3 hatch Hydra aggression, and that stopped +1 from being able to be like super potent. There was never really that big Zealot move out timing, you know, it's supposed to be really scary. So I mean, it kind of looked like trutaCz was playing like single player that game. He only lost like 2 Overlords to Corsairs early on, so not even that bad compared to whatever that genocide in game number 2 was. Oof. But regardless, we've got game number 4 coming up.
Yeah, but the thing is Dewalt knew that it was not an all-in Hydra play because he got the probe out.
Even though he saw the hatchery,
even though he didn't get the cannons up, he had the perfect opener. He had Citadel already done. He could have gone into speed and pressure that 4th base. He saw that it was not all in, yet still he was not able to damage the 4th base. Still, trutaCz was able to deny the 3rd base. So I don't know what you do. Like each game, trutaCz has taken his entire side of the map. And Dewalt hasn't done anything really, like, except for the initial Zealot play. So I don't know what Dewalt can change to actually deny that.
Well, we're going to find out as we get into game number 4. The map is Neo Sylphid. Our players, I think, are ready. To make sure Dewalt exists on the planet Earth. There we go. Wait, what? No. Okay, so we're still waiting on Dewalt to indicate that he is ready to go. trutaCz, he spammed Goko twice, so I'm pretty sure he's in it to win it. Neo Sylphid. I mean, a lot of people consider Sylphid one of the more balanced maps in, I mean, basically every map pool. It's sort of like the 3-player fighting spirit. We just can't get rid of it. Where's my outsider?
Yeah, but it's no.
Give me the other
no,
3-player
no.
maps. What's that? Transistor. Oof.
Okay, you gotta leave now. You've gotta leave.
Plasma.
That's
Oof.
like actually a 0%.
Legendary.
Oh, here we go. Now we're
okay.
Now
All
we're
right.
ready.
We're gonna play on the good 3-player map. It's Neo Silver coming up. Dewalt and trutaCz are ready to go. This is match point for trutaCz, so let's see if Dewalt can bring it back. All right, down here in the bottom left-hand corner in the red, playing Zerg from Poland, is trutaCz.
In the bottom right, down 2-1 in the blue, on the brink of being eliminated in the round of 8, it is Dewalt. This is what I hate about Protoss versus Zerg is first 2 games we saw no Muta play. Dewalt just had so many Sares, trutaCz never able to kill any Sares, so he doesn't switch into Mutas. The one game that Dewalt is just like, hey, I don't need Sares anymore because I've got Dark Archon, I've got tons of Templars. trutaCz goes into mass Mutas and it hits right before Maelstrom comes in. There's a 30-second window where it could hit and deal damage. Also, the fact that we walled ourselves in with the cannon didn't help.
Yeah.
But like as a Protoss player, like you feel like I'm about to have Maelstrom, everything's good. I don't have to use any of the resources on Sares to defend Mutas. And then he just comes in at the perfect time.
Speaking of perfect timings, we're only allowed to scout correctly here. Probe coming out, and it is going to find this base in time to stop that national expansion. So let's see what happens here. I mean, Dewalt did try to go for that cannon in the last game. And ooh, what do we have here? An early pool. Actually, no, it's not. Never mind. It's still an overpool.
Yeah, another overpool for trutaCz. So standard play again. This time again, Dewalt going for Forge Expand. He was aggressive with the gateway opener. Did 0 damage last time. Instantly intercepted by the Lings. So I guess he's decided that if he's going to risk it all, he's going to go for what he's had success with earlier, which was the cannon Forge Expand. I mean, he did a lot of damage on La Mancha with his Zealots, so I don't mind this play from him. It's also, you know, this map, there's a huge gap on the left side of the bottom middle where the Lings can run by. So I think this is a smart play from Dewalt. Pro being very annoying. How long can he actually deny this Nat, though? Looks like not very long at all.
No, I think he'd rather just get into the main, see that it is, in fact, still that overpool, not a big mystery. Watch him get this drone.
You know,
that's
if
the
you're
most
not,
exciting part.
if you don't pay attention, probe damage can add up very quickly, especially when you think you're safe right here, and they just
look at him attack through the middle of the line.
They just range through it like that.
Yeah, you can't even send it back to mine. It's trying to come back in mine, but he's actually going to go dive for it. There is a... I'm waiting for it to like mine from the wrong mineral patch or something. The Zerglings are out. So in theory, we should be able to push the probe out. In actuality, it's not quite that easy. With a Nexus coming up on the other side of the map and cannons, Dewalt is more than safe and sound on his side of the map. He just has to figure out it's another one of those pesky 3-hatch Hydra all-ins.
Yeah, he goes for the Nexus before the cannon, keeps the Ling back in their base, so not going to get any damage done this time. And he does see the gas timing. Now, this is more normal timing than what we saw on Match Point. Was it Match Point? I can't remember now. But this is standard layer timing, so everything this time is going to be very similar to La Mancha. There's no chance of a Hydroden here. If there's a Hydroden at the natural, I would be incredibly surprised.
Will you eat a shoe?
No, I would not.
All right.
I'd not be like no regret. Where I'm going to eat my shirt.
We're not that surprised. Either way, it's probably going to just be a standard Muta opener, or not Muta, Spire opener. So no surprises here. 5 hatcheries, and you guys know the rest at this point. For Dewalt, maybe that's actually a good thing because he doesn't have to worry about going for any of the safety cannons. I mean, we finally might get a game where he doesn't build 8 cannons at his natural. But let's not get our hopes up. Anything could still happen. For Dewalt, I want to see another one of those game 2s where he's able to hit that +1 timing, get these scary speed lots out, and really like power the way that he was in that second game. If he doesn't, then he's out of BSL.
Yeah, now the Cybernetics is about to finish or has finished, so we'll have to wait and see what the tech choice is going to be. We did see Dark Archon last game, so that is in the arsenal. How does the probe get through? What are those Lings doing on hold position right there? Let them in, and now he gets a full scout off. So this is perfect. He can confirm that this is just going to be standard layer play. We knew it based on the gas timing.
He sees a big round of drones pop from the eggs too, and that is what every Protoss wants to see, not hydras or lings coming out.
Now, I'm looking at the mini-map, and I don't see a big building on Dewalt's side of the map. So this has got to be Citadel, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, actually completed Citadel. So we have an extremely fast Citadel. This is probably going to be a couple more gateways coming down, maybe even 4.
And the Overlord's there to see all of it. So kind of uncharacteristically, if you're expecting some of like the standard Stargate opener, then either you sack the Overlord, or I guess that's kind of what you're looking for. But seeing the Citadel like this gives a lot of information to trutaCz about what's on in the way.
This is so fast. This is looking like Dragon's Zealot Archon timing. That's exactly what it looks like. So trutaCz has got to be very careful here, because Dragon had good success with it. Here comes Lings. He's found an opening.
Oh, or did he? Wow, ninja probes pull instantly. Stop the Zerglings in their tracks. There's 3 Zealots right there to stop the run by 2. It was a nice try. No easy wins this time.
But the thing is I don't see a second gate. So with no second gate, how are we getting this Archon up very quickly? How are we actually moving across the map and punishing? Looks like he missed the gateway because the Templar Archive is done. It would have been amazing timing to sync up Templar Archive with a second gateway, but maybe this is just going to be double Archon. Remember, Dragon ended up building 2 Archons and going for it, but everything looks very similar to what we're seeing here. Now, trutaCz was saying that this was a really strong timing, but does he recognize that this is what's actually coming?
Well, yeah, missing that gateway is definitely a miss, because he had like 200 extra minerals after throwing down the late gateway. So we could have done it earlier, but more gates coming up, and that's actually kind of exciting to me, because that means that you might be going for this 2 Archon play. On the other side, it's not like trutaCz is playing extremely greedy. He's getting up some static defense, got some SimCity going on, and he is going to have some Scourge to scout around the map, stop things like this DT.
Well, actually a DT, which I find to be pretty surprising. Can't remember if Dragon ended up going for DT, but it gets intercepted immediately, so that's not going to deal any damage. Now, again, like I said, when trutaCz knows you have no Sares, it's Mutas, baby, and Sylphid is a very hard map to play versus Mutas, especially bottom middle, because cannons, turrets, they just aren't set up in great locations. So if Archons or Sares are out in the center of the map and Mutas just continually harass the natural, that's going to be a lot of damage done. And since Archons don't have big range, I actually don't see any counterplay to these Mutas.
Yeah, it's weird. Like if you're playing like ZVT, it's like, well, you 2 hatch muta, 3 hatch muta. This is like 5 hatch muta. So we've got plenty of mutas out there, and there are double Archons, like you said. Archons are the natural predator of the Apex predator. Well, I guess that means they're not Apex, but they're going to try to target down the mount. Wait, the Archons just aren't there. There's only one cannon here. He's going to you can't sack the main here. He's going for it.
He's moving out at an anti-timing. I didn't think that 6 mutas could actually win the game, but they're taking down all the cannons. And there's nothing. There's no Sares, and there's only 3 Zealots and 2 Archons. Sunkens can beat this.
He's sacking the main to push with double Archons. I mean, look at how many Sunkens are coming out. trutaCz knows, above all else, he's done insane damage.
But
he just needs to hang on. If he runs by, that would be the biggest brain play, but he's not. He's trying to find there is the run by, going straight into the main. 0 defenses, but now he's got to deal as much damage to trutaCz as trutaCz has dealt to him.
But he's going to wipe out the Spire, so that's going to be no more Mutas. I don't even know if we have a Hydroden, so it's going to be Mass Ling versus Zealot Archon. Good luck there.
Hydroden's done at the front, but there's still no Hydras out. What are you going to do? Build 2 Hydras into 2 Archons? I think not. Running the drones, so at least that's there. Mutas coming in, but those aren't going to do anything to double Archon.
Now, he gets the lair, which is big, but he's only going to get the lair. He's not like he's going to get the natural, so sure, both players are going to play trade their main.
Oh, he actually is going to take out one of these Archons pretty easily. It can't retarget in time. He does get 1 hit off onto those mutas, but there's still like 7 mutas on the other side of the map. The lair goes down, so you're right. That sucks. But he's going to lose the Templar Archives.
Okay. He does manage to save his Mutalisk.
Wow.
But I actually like trutaCz's trade better, because even though he lost the lair, not a big deal. We're not building any more
mules too.
Okay, he lost the pool too, but he still has Nat in third base. He only lost 1 hatch. If he had lost like 2 or 3 hatches, that's different. And again, despite all that happening, what's the supply? Oh, that's right. Zerg is still even in supply. There's still no Sair, so the Mutas still reign supreme right now.
Yeah, and you got one fat-footed Archon, or flat-footed Archon. I don't know, maybe Archons have fat feet. I'm not feet shaming here, but that's a lot of Mutas. We got a full control group, and there's like a couple Archons to try to hold on against them, and single-digit cannons.
Yeah, this is such a horrible or hard position to defend Mutas. Goodbye cannon. Now what's this Archon gonna do?
Yeah.
Nothing is the answer.
Yep.
Goodbye probe. So we're not mining in our main. We're not mining at our natural. trutaCz has sunkens at both of his bases.
I love the Zealots run into the middle line to try to stop the Mutas. Like, sick, guys. Really killing it now.
And he's building another Archon. So he has 3 Archons, which are strong, but we've got 4 Archons. So he's got a super strong army. But how are we actually kill sunkens? Like, there's a Sim City at the net. Look at these Mutas just micro on these Archons.
Oh my, because technically Mutas have one more range than Archons, so you should theoretically be able to kill Archons with Mutas. But if your Mutas micro is not perfect, then you just lose your Mutas. But it is perfect. It's so good.
He's losing all of his probes, and Dewalt's just giving up his natural. He sent his Archons out. Now he's going to lose all of his cannons at his nat.
He's going for it.
This is it. He's down to like 15 probes.
Yeah, and Dewalt's just going across the map. There's still a ton of sunkens here, but if he can somehow bust through, I mean, maybe he'll be okay. Now, we don't have worker count. Suffice it to say, Dewalt is in,
he has no pool.
Dumpster fire. Oh my god, you're right. He can't build Zerglings.
He can't build Lings. He can't build Sunkens. So this base is actually going to get killed, I think. But the drone SimCity is great. Okay, maybe not. This base gets denied. He's going to lose this, but at least he's got his main coming up, I guess. But that's a nice kill from Dewalt. He's going to even it up again. But what about those Mutas?
Yeah, the cannon can't come up in time, so the Mutas still reign supreme. It's only 2 Mutas, too. So I don't know if he lost the rest or where those are, but regardless, this is actually a lot of damage. Finally, we've got a rebuilt pool, but the 3rd base is taken down. It's a 1-base Zerg player against a 0.5 plus 0.5 base Protoss. And
that's where he built his lair. So the lair falls again. Luckily, he gets his Spire up, so he can actually build Mutas once the Spire completes. But Dewalt down to 8 workers. Meanwhile, trutaCz has his main up and running. But this is a pretty scary Protoss army. Remember, he ran into the main. What's stopping him from running into the main again?
Well, the tech for Zerg has just been knocked back to the Stone Age. Do we even have a lair?
That's what he's gonna run by. 100% he's running by.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. If you can like re-kill the main base, nice try, drones. You're really stopping those Archons for sure. He busts through one side, but he's got a couple more. These Archons going to town here. There's still a couple of Zealots. They get glitched out. The Sunken is taking out the Zealots and the Archons. There's still 2 at the top. He's got no more Archons. That's it. Dewalt, he's lost everything.
He loses his entire army. He just couldn't run by to the main. The Mutas are still sitting at the main. It's just 2.
It's just 2 Mutas and a dream. Killing that Nexus. Will they do it? It's going to take them a million years, but they will try. I mean, this is just such a shambles for Dewalt. He's at 23 supply against trutaCz's 50. And even though he's knocked the Zerg player back to the Stone Age, I mean, at least trutaCz has anything, and Mutas specifically, just so powerful in this situation.
And now his Spire's done. He's got Mutas coming out, so it's not going to be 2 or 3 Mutas anymore. He's got 7 now, and we saw him micro to perfection at the natural, being able to kill the Archon and probes there. That's all he has to do here. He can just use the gateways to his advantage, and that's exactly what he's doing here. Goodbye, probe. Goodbye, you probe 2.
Yeah, and what are you going to do? You're going to kill these Mutas with an Archon? I think not. Not even cannons. Okay, he gets a freebie Muta. That's a donation. But, taking out the cannon lets the Archon get in. So let's see if it can get the magic shots off that it can.
Yeah,
Look at the perfect micro. Okay, fine. Okay, right as I say that, imperfect micro. Okay, he takes 3 shots. But
yeah, but he can just flash up the assimilator. Like, you don't have to kill the probes direct. Oh, he intercepts them again.
My god, the big transfer. He's going to get all those probes. But he doesn't. Okay, he finally gets hit a couple times. So, I mean, if you lose all these Mutas, maybe there's a way for Dewalt to get back into this. But
goodbye.
No, I think not. And there's no more way to build an Archon. That's it, GG. Dewalt taps out. And it's a 3-1 victory for trutaCz, advancing on to the round of 4.
Yeah, the Prophet Bonnet calling the 3-1. But I don't think he could have called these types of games because these games were absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially this one. Base trade scenario. But still fit. Okay, Matt Maker,
Okay.
you got to help me here because how do we actually stop the Mutas there? We had a cannon, but you can't fit any more cannons there. Like, what a disaster that position is.
It's not just that you can't fit cannons, you can't fit Archons in there. There's no like space behind the mineral line. So the only way that you really defend against Mutas there is Corsairs, which on most normal games, you don't have a problem with that, right? But this is definitely not a normal game. And I think you could kind of tell it was not going to be. As soon as that Overlord flies over the early Citadel, you're like, oh God, we're doing it. And I actually thought Dewalt was like really making a big mistake when the Mutas go and kill his main and he counterattacks with like 7 units or something, but he got the damage done. And then when he killed the second lair and he trutaCz couldn't morph Sunkens there, I was like, wait a second, is this so crazy it just might work? Almost, but whew, in the end, congratulations to trutaCz for his 3-1 victory there, and to Bonnet and Ariador for their correct predictions, and I guess all of you guys in the chat who predicted 3-1 as well. If you predict that right now, you might just be correct. 5. And actually, thanks to the magic of the internet and all of our players being stuck at home, they are going to be able to give us an interview. So we're finally going to get deep down into that sexy Zerg brain of trutaCz and figure out what on earth was going through his mind in the final moments of that game. So if you guys have questions in chat, make sure to type those. We might read some of those to our players. But definitely make sure to show your love and support. These guys stream for the most part and definitely need your support. So let's see if we can get trutaCz in here for an interview into our wonderful BSL studio and see what he has to say. So trutaCz, can you hear us?
Yeah, and can you hear me?
Yes, everything is great. You've I see that you're microing spectacularly from the Bahamas. Looks like you're on vacation right now. How does it feel to have advanced on the round of 4?
Well, feels really great, and especially that. Well, I practice a lot with Bonnet, but Bonnet has completely different playstyle than Dewalt. So I was kinda prepared, kinda not, but yeah, it feels good because Dewalt is really good player. You see that he often wins those BWG's tourneys. He beats Koreans, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the first couple games, like the multitask was absolutely crazy from both sides. Both of you players like dealing a lot of damage in the early game. You with Lings, Dewalt with Zealots. But the fourth game, one of the craziest games I've ever seen.
Sick.
Did you actually think like this trade was good for you getting the Nexus? Like you lost your main for it, but then Dewalt comes with a secondary Archon attack to top left. You don't have a pool there, no ability to build colonies. Like what was going through your mind in that game?
Well, to be honest, that game was so rusty, and like at the time when I saw that I have no wall and his army is coming to my main, then it was like I was not even thinking for like 1 second to make a decision. I was just doing something like immediately. I never planned like to counterattack or do whatever. I just did what I was thinking at that moment. But yeah, I was thinking that once he got to my main, I was thinking like the game is that I lost, but apparently somehow I managed to kill that main Nexus.
Yeah, I always wonder what goes through pro players' minds when they're in really stressful situations like that, because I mean you don't get to practice against moments like that very often. But I noticed that you actually relied really heavily on your Muta micro to like micro the Mutas against Archons. I mean, I know that takes really precise control. Were you confident that like that was what that you would be able to win the game like that, or was that just like the only way that you could fight your way back?
Well, not only way, because I could like turtle and go to the late game, but he's natural and the position of the Archons was so bad because of the mineral line. So I was really able to easily use my Muta against Archon over there. So that's why I decided to do that.
Yeah, Sylphin bottom middle. What an absolute disaster for cannons and Archons. Like
Yeah.
actually dream unit to have Mutas in that position.
Really bad, yeah.
Yes, so you are going to make it into the round of 4. We've got Terra versus Oya coming up. So if you got to predict this series, or who do you want to face in the round of 4?
I will say both. If I have to predict, I predict that Terror is gonna win. Although, like, you know, guys, Oya is like super crazy. He's all-ins. You never know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I would like to play Oya because I practice a lot against Protoss, so it would be great to play Protoss through the whole tournament.
Yeah, I'm just saying Sweden versus Peru. One of those is closer to Poland, so I don't know if that plays into it either. But what do you think about the upcoming matchup? You said that Terror probably has a little bit of an advantage, but I mean, you play against both of these players a lot. Do you think that Oya's in good form right now?
Well, I haven't played a lot with Oya.
Okay.
But, it's PvT. It's PvT. Oya has a lot of builds, so it's not like it's an obvious win for Terror. I think it might be close, like 3-2 for one of the sides. I would say Terror, but guys.
All right. Well, congratulations once again. Before we head out, I wanted to see if there were any last-second questions from our chat, see if they had anything to say. I don't actually see anything there. So our chat's doing a great job paying attention. Do you have anything to say to your fans before we leave trutaCz?
Well, I've been streaming lately a bit, so thank you all my viewers for watching, supporting me, and yeah, see you in the finals.
All right, see you in the finals. Love the confidence. Thank you so much, trutaCz, and a big thanks to everybody else for coming out here and tuning into the BSL. The end of the BSL round of 8, really. We've got one final best of 5 coming up next. It's going to be Oyaji from Sweden facing off against Terror from Peru. It's going to be an absolutely sick series, and that's all coming up next. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a short break.
Bye.